Alright, mic testing, mic testing. Okay, perfect. We're live, we're live. Let me just open my charm. Here, welcome to the stream, Seashell. How you doing? How you doing? And I did like start streaming a little late because the mic was having some issues to it, but I'm glad it's fixed. Okay, let me wake Sensei up. Honestly, I'm actually pretty late today. I'm like my mic. It wasn't actually working. The voice and like, it wasn't like I wasn't audible. Okay, let's bring Sensei here. Here and say, yeah, I noticed. Sensei, I'm live. Okay, am I actually audible? Okay, perfect. Okay, VivUniverse, welcome back. Sit down, strap in, shut up, and open your minds. Because the Code Warrior has returned, and guys, I can't read. I'm not warmed up. And the grind never ends. Today, our boy Vivek isn't just writing classes and objects. He's forging the foundation of the game he'll build in the future. Every line of Python he writes is a blade. Every bug he squashes is EXP gains. So if you're watching this and you've ever said, I want to learn to code, stop wishing and start watching, okay? Build this, because this is how it's done, guys. I cannot read, ignore me for a bit. Okay, and if you came here for entertainment, you're about to get educated, whether you like it or not. Okay, drop your support in the chat, ask questions, hype awake, and don't forget to join VivUniverse, guys. I actually didn't say Sensei to like, I didn't say ChatGPT/Sensei to say these, but okay. Let's code, let's learn, and let's break brains. Sensei is the building, Vivek is live. Next question. And guys, I forgot to do the intro. So basically in this stream, last stream I went through classes and objects. This stream I'm going to be going through class and objects as well, because I clearly didn't understand it last stream. Okay, let me go up and say, Sensei, can we continue where we left off yesterday, question mark? Alright, yes, no hesitation, no fear, just war with code. Okay, we left off yesterday right after you mastered the purpose of item and inventory class. Okay, you proved you understand why we separate data item from logic and management inventory. You're about to take on your next mini project, something just a little easier than that. Guys, I cannot read, oh my gosh. Something just a little easier than that big one we tried earlier, okay? But one that progressively gets harder as you conquer it. Mini project, shop system, level 1 out of 3. We'll build a simple RPG shop where the shop sells items, item class, the player has an inventory class, the player can buy items from the shop. Later we'll add a goal system, limits, checks, and even custom behavior. Level 1 goal. Today step by step, create an item class, create an inventory class, player's inventory, create a shop class that contains items and has a display underscore item method. The player can buy an item and it's added to their inventory. Oh, I see. I did make a prototype for the bank system. 208 lines of code. Damn, that's actually a lot. Okay, things you'll practice: class to class interaction, working with object lists, building real logic flow like a game loop, thinking like a dev, not a coder. Starter, step by step. Let's warm up by building the item class and shop class with some default items inside. Here's your challenge: write the following code. Create a class item with name, okay, and price. Create a class shop with a list of 3 items as item objects, a method, okay, display underscore items that print all items with name and price. Once you've written that, post it to me. If it's wrong, I'll roast it till it's crispy. Okay, if it's time, we level up immediately. Now type soldier, show the stream how far a future game dev works under pressure. Okay, I don't know much about under pressure. Alright guys, and ignore if I can't talk right now. I've been trying to figure out how to like fix the mic that drained most of my energy. Okay, so I got to create a class called item. So let me go with class class item. Okay, there we go. Create a class shop with, okay, let me define a constructor, the init, okay, name and price. Okay, there we go. Okay, create a class shop with, first let me go with self.name equals to name and self.price equals to price. And then create another class, class shop, there we go. Okay, so it says of 3 items. Okay, create a class shop with a list of 3 items as item objects. Honestly, I'm not warmed up yet, so let me just say the sensei, I'm not warmed up yet, ... So can you give me clearer instructions, question mark? Oh my gosh, guys, ignore my typos, I can't type. Okay, good. Acknowledging weakness is the first step to crushing it. Now I'll break it down to smaller pieces so your brain core can reboot properly. We're starting level 1 of your shop system project. Your job right now is not to build the full shop, just set the foundation. Phase 1, warm up goal, define items and the shop. You'll write 2 classes, only item and shop. Step-by-step instruction, define the item class. It should have a name, string, a price, integer or float. Inside the constructor init, store the name and price in self.name and self.price. Define the shop class inside the constructor. Create a list called self.items. Add 3 item projects to the list like sword, shield, etc. Okay, add 3. Oh, I see. Okay, create a list display item method inside the shop class. Loop through the items in self.items. Print their name and price using an F string. Final step, outside the classes, create a shop object called the display method on it. Okay, expected output roughly inventory, sword 100, shield 150, potion 25. When you're done, send the code back to me. I'll judge it mercilessly. You survive this, we move on to level 2. Buying items, go, no excuses, write the tab code. Okay, let's get this here real quick. Okay, so first we had to create a item class, did that. Next I gotta create the shop class. Okay, so for the shop class it says define the shop class inside the constructor. Create a list called self.items. Oh, I see. Okay, so I define a constructor init. There we go. So okay, create a list called self.items. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I don't have to add anything here. I can just go with self.items equals to a list. Okay, self.items. Okay, there we go. Alright, next up, add 3 item objects to the list like sword, shield, etc. Oh, I can add it inside this. Wait, they did say add objects, so I'll have to make an object, right? Let's see. So let's go with the item 1 equals to my shop class. Okay. Should I like append it inside this? Maybe I gotta take 1 parameter of item. Okay. Okay, let's go with sword. Okay, let me copy this. Control V, Control V. Okay, so it says sword, shield, and let's go with potion. So shield, and change that to item 2, change that to item 3, and go with potion. Okay, there we go. And then now I gotta most likely iterate over my self.items. So for every item in my self, actually I can use self.items. Okay, in my items. Oh wait, actually I gotta like get my self. I forgot how do I append it up here. Wait, actually let me check if my mic is still working. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I gotta be real careful that my mic is working. Alright, so I defined a method here and I defined here. What if I like control C this? Should I like append it? Guys, I'm not warmed up. So let me just go here real quick. Okay, few questions I'll ask for help because I'm honestly not warmed up. Just go here and say, Sensei, how do I add my objects to my list of items? Question mark. Okay, Vivek, what is this? You just mixed up your entire code like a headless chicken in a Python sanctuary. Okay, you're this close to getting it, but I refuse to let you stay confused. I'm going to beat the misunderstanding out of your code right now. Here's where you messed up. So we defined a class. We created a class called shop. Okay, we defined a instructor using the init function or the init method. Okay, and then self.items equals to an empty list. You're creating an empty list, good, but then you did this. Item 1 equals shop. This is creating a shop object, not an item. Oh, you're supposed to create item objects like this. Okay, so I see, okay. Self.item equals to item 1, item 2. Okay, but you were trying to make shop sword. That makes no sense. That's like saying the entire shop is a sword. Are you building a shop or a blacksmith's headband? Okay, fix structure. Let me walk you through what you should do step by step. Step 1, item class. Class item, define an instructor with two parameters, name and price. Self.name equals name, self.price equals price. Step 2 is shop class. So we created a shop class, added an constructor, guys, my bad. How are you? I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing, Dexcam? I appreciate you joining the stream. I did start the stream a little late today because my mic was acting a little cranky. Although I'm glad I got it figured out. Okay, I'm pretty dehydrated as well. Okay, so let's see. Create 3 item objects. Item 1 equals item sword 100, item 2 equals shield 150, item 3 equals item potion 25. Store them in a list. Self.items equals item 1, item 2, item 3. Okay, self.items is Oh, I see. Okay, define display self. Okay, print shop inventory for every item in my self.item. Okay, step 3, create shop object and call method. Okay, so my underscore shop equals to shop my shop.display underscore items. Okay, remember this. Item sort 100 creates an object from the item class. The shop class contains those objects. Self.items is a list of instances. Now do it yourself, soldier. No more excuses. Build that shop properly or I'll make you right. I will not misuse my classes 30 times on a scroll made of parchment and regret. Okay, get to work. Okay, let me just get this here. Okay, so let me start by creating a item class. Okay, so this class is going to be having my items, not my shop stuff. So let me define a constructor init. Okay, so here they're going to be adding the item names. Let me go with name and quantity. Let me go with QDY. Okay, there we go. And then self.name equals to name. Self.QDY equals to QDY. Okay, now I'm gonna create a shop class. Okay, so create shop class. Alright, so I gotta add another instructor here. Okay, so let me define init. Okay, I should probably add a parameter here as well, right? Let's see. Okay, shop class. Okay, I don't need a parameter here. Okay, so I gotta create 3. Oh, I want to know the difference between objects and instance here. I guess that's the next question to ask. Okay, so item 1 equals to items sort. There we go. And 100. Let me copy this, paste it here twice because I'm like lazy to type. Okay, let's change this to shield. And 150. Let's change this to potion. 25. Alright, so next is a class for display. So show display. Okay, there we go. Let me define a constructor init. Okay, so for the show display, I honestly don't need a constructor. Okay, actually I don't need a constructor. I need the self. Okay, I do need to ask why do I need the self. Wait, define display. Let me show you guys what I'm reading. Okay, so I'm reading this. Okay, so I created a shop class. I added the 3 items, stored them in a list. Okay. Self. I wonder if this is the inheritance topic. I honestly didn't start the inheritance topic yet. Okay, let me store them in a list. Let's go with self.items equals to a list. Item 1, item 2, and item 3. Oh, I named all of them as item 1. My bad, guys. Item 2, item 3. There we go. Okay, and then defined another class, show display, or well, let me check with display items. Okay, display item with the self parameter. The self parameter is giving me an error. Unresolved reference of self. Okay, let's see. Let me print shop inventory. Okay, and for every item in my self.items, guys, this doesn't look correct. For every items in my self.items, I wonder where did I mess up. I will print an f string, add a hyphen here, and then item.name. Okay, and then a $sign. Item.price. Okay, I do have a few questions. Let me actually copy this. Guys, I know I messed this question up, but I'm still warming up. Okay. I think of making something like I'm so out of ideas or something like that. You can make this stuff that Sutsa is giving me. Just saying, although this might be way too easy. Okay, let's see. You can make like a coffee machine, a coffee vending machine. Okay, what in the Python chaos was that, Vivek? You just took your perfect, or actually you could make an RPG game too, just saying. Okay, you just took your perfect code and dumped a bug into it like a worm in an apple pie. Okay, you're so close and yet you fumbled the ball, okay, at the goal line. But don't worry, Sensei is here to grab your neck and strengthen this out. Major mistakes. Display items with the parameter of self is outside the class. Class display self, bro, that's not how you write a method. You made it a whole new class instead of a method inside. Oh, are you trying to kill me? Okay, you use QDY in the items class instead of price. Okay, we're doing a shop, not a warehouse. You need prices, not quantities right now. Fixed version, 100% correct structure. I made a coffee machine is good. I still need to figure out how to make the coffee machine. Okay, so class item define init self name price self.name. Okay, self.price price. Class shop define init self item 1 equals item sort 100, item 2 equals item shield 150, item 3 equals item potion 25, self.items equals item 1, item 2, item 3. Define display. Okay, so I have the shop parameter defined in itself and then define. Oh, this should have been a function, I mean a method. Okay, key takeaways. Repeat these or face my wrath. Okay, methods go inside classes, not outside like wild animals. Use prices instead of QDY for shop items. Always indent method under their classes. You can do this, but if you rush, I'll add 10 push-ups per bug. Okay, now copy the corrected version, type it out yourself. No pasting, you lazy noodle. Okay, and run it. After that, we move to level 2, buying items and adding them to inventory. Tell me when you're ready. I'm not interested in pie game though. Honestly, I did want to like, when I thought to make a game, I wanted to make like an actual game, like an actual fun game, the 3D one. But I think that pie game is like the start to it. Although I don't think pie game is going to be that fun, but I'll definitely give it a try. I mean, it's not like pie game's not going to be that fun. It might be fun. I never tried it though. I gotta try it. Let me drink some water, honestly. We change that to price. GD script is good if like 3D you can try a good God OT game engine. GD script is good. Oh, I see. Yeah, I honestly might go for them. Like with price. Okay, this should work. I feel like I'm getting like a grasp of the object-oriented programming, but I'm really exhausted to talk today. It took me so long to figure out my mic. Okay, let's see. So I gotta call the methods. My shop equals to shop. Okay, what happens if I do that? So let me go here. So my underscore shop equals to my shop class. Okay, and then my shop dot display underscore items. So I have a display items function. It's going to display my items. What happens if I just run this? Add request. Okay, current file. Okay, it doesn't print anything. So I gotta go with my shop dot display items. Okay, there we go. Shop inventory, sword 100, shield 150, potion 25. Alright, although I didn't understand much, but it's let's see. Let me do more questions. Paste it and say, Sensei, I honestly didn't understand much. Probably need more practice. Go ignore my typos, guys. There you go. Have you played Witcher? Honestly, I didn't play Witcher. What's it about? Okay, you're not getting away that easily, Vivek. Don't you dare look away from this until we burn it into your brains. Sensei's code breakdown of doom. We're going to dissect this code line by line like a mad scientist with a frog in biology class. Let's go. Class item, define init, self name price, self.name is name, self.price is price. This is your blueprint for every item the shop will sell. Okay, so that's supposed to be a blueprint. You can make something like that. You can use ChatGPT, get full script, and you can make RPG using class. It'll be fun though. Honestly, actually might try it in that case. Okay, what happens when you run item sword comma 100? Python makes a new object with .name equals sword .price equals 100. This is the same as making your own mini data package that carries item info. Class shop, define in itself. Okay, these objects, self.items, okay, a list of items, my item 1, item 2, item 3. This constructor is setting up your shop with 3 items. Item 1, item 2, and item 3 are item objects. They get stored in self.items, a list that belongs to the shop. Self.items is like the shelf of your store. You're putting objects on the shelf. 3. Define display self. Okay, define display items with a parameter of self. Print shop inventory for every item in my self.items, item.name, and item.price. This function goes through all items in your shop's shelves. And prints their names and prices. Item.name gets your name like sword, item.price gets your price 100. It's the same as saying for every item in this shop lists. Guys, I can't read, oh my gosh. Okay, for every item in this shop's list of stuff, show me the details. Okay, using it all together, my shop equals the shop. Okay, so I created an object here, my shop.display items, create a new shop object, class itself method, call itself display method to show the items. If it's still confusing, do this right now. Write these 3 things. Item class is used to dash, the shop class is used to dash. Okay, self.item equals to a list means dash. Fill those blanks. If you even get one wrong, I'll make you type them 30 times until it's seared into your soul like a branding iron in a cowboy movie. Now type them out and let's see if you've been learning or just staring. Alright, I did have a question though. Okay, let me go ahead and copy these. Okay, and say, Sensei, are these objects question mark or just variables or something like that, question mark. Let me go here, copy this. I'm pretty sure that these are objects. Yes, Vivek, those are objects. You finally said it with your chest, and you're right. Let me explode this into your brain clearly once and for all. You never ask this again. Unless your house is on fire and these flames are spelling item. What are these? Item 1 equals item sword 100, item 2 equals to our item class shield and 150, item 3 equals our item class potion 25. These are objects. They are instances of the item class. I see. How to think of it? Item is the blueprint like a cookie cutter. Okay, item 1, item 2, item 3 are the actual cookies made using that cutter with different flavor. Okay, with data. Explanation: item 1, item sword and 100. You're calling the constructor of the item class. Python runs this part. Define init self name price self.name equals name self.price equals price. So item 1 becomes an object with dot name sort dot price 100. Self.items equals item 1, item 2, item 3. This means you're creating a list of objects, not just strings or numbers, but full-blown item objects, each carrying their own data. Okay, and yes, this too. My shop equals to shop and my shop.display equals to item. My shop is also an object but of the shop class. I see, you're calling a method on it using dot notation, dot display items, final verdict, code type. Item sort 100 class call. Item 1 item object. Okay, my shop equals shop object, my shop.display items method call. Item dot self dot items, item 1, item 2, list of objects. You understand this now? Scream yes sensei in your code and let's move to the next phase, building the player inventory and buy function. You ready, or do you want a short recap quiz first to burn it deeper? Excuse me guys, just say sensei before we move on to the harder parts. Can we do more practice on questions like these so I can get a grasp of them? Question mark. Okay, let's see. Okay, yes sensei, yes sensei exclamation question. What's with I want to hear? That's what I want to hear. You're finally learning the true path of object-oriented warrior. Okay. But you're not off the hook yet. You want practice? Good, because I've got a tsunami of it coming your way. We'll do 5 progressively harder object-oriented drills, just like the ones you've been doing. Each one you will create classes, use constructor, create objects, loop through them, access object attributes using dot notation. Object drill number 1. Instruction: create a character class that has name, health, and mana. Then create 3 character objects and store them in a list. Print each character's stats in this format. Name Argon, health 100, mana 75. Do it from scratch. After you send me the code, I'll review it line by line and then throw the next challenge. No help, no fear, no mercy. Type it out, warrior. The code awaits you. Alright, so let me get this here. Okay, perfect. So I gotta create a class called character. There we go. Gas. There we go, class. Okay, and then I gotta define a instructor. So init, gotta add name, health, and mana. Alright, then create 3 character objects and store them in a list. Print each character's stats in this format. Okay, so let me go with self.name equals name, self.health equals health, and self.mana equals mana. Okay, and then I gotta create 3 create 3 characters objects and store them in a list. Okay, so to do that, I'm pretty sure I know what to do. Okay, got it. So I gotta go with most likely spaced character 1. Character 1 equals to my class. Actually, not class, my character class. Okay, and then let me go with a name. Argon. Okay, and then Argon has 100 health and 75 mana. Okay, let me copy this. There we go. paste. Alright, let me change character 1 to character 2, character 3, and let's think of a few names. I don't know, let's go with Chat GPT Sensei or Sensei. Let's go with, I don't know, 10,000 health and 7,500 mana, guys. No bias up here. Okay, second, I don't know, let's go with Tom. Okay, so Tom has 1,000 HP and I don't know, 750 mana. Okay, now let me create a list. So character underscore list equals to a list. Let's ignore my typo. Okay, I'm pretty sure I got added self.character list, right? Okay, that should work. Okay, let me add my character 1 or character. Let's go with 1, character 2, and character 3. Okay, there we go. Now I gotta iterate over them. So let me create another, method. So let me define show characters. Okay, and print something. All characters exclamation, and then iterate over my characters for every character in my self.character list. I will print an F string. Okay, let's go with character name. Okay, so for character name I'll go with self, or actually not self, character.name. Okay, and then for HP, so for my character HP I'll go with character.hp health actually. Okay, and then lastly for my mana I'll go with mana then my character dot mana. Okay, let me add this. And now if I were to display my function, let me go ahead and add a few classes now. Okay, so for my classes I'll go with my character class, or let's go with actually objects, not classes. So characters equals to okay, I'll go with my character. There we go. And add a pair of parentheses. I do have to add parameters to it. Okay, let me go with Argon 175. And then go with my character. My characters dot show characters. If I run the command, recursion error, maximum recursion depth exceeded. Where did I mess up? Okay, let me copy this. Get sensei out. Okay, control V, let's say sensei, I got a recursion error question mark. Where did I mess up? And let me drink some water. Okay, recursion error, you summon a demon instead of a character. I swear if that code looped one more time, I'd have to cast exercise on it myself. Is that like a built-in function? Never heard of it. Okay, here's exactly what you did wrong, Vivek. Let's break this down like I'm pounding it into your brain with a flaming hammer. Mistake number 1, creating objects inside the constructor of the same class. Class character, okay, define init self name health mana, self.name equals name, self.health equals health, self.mana equals mana, character equals to character, argon 175. This is bad. When the class is trying to create character 1, it calls character, okay, but guess what, that just calls the constructor again, which calls it again and again. That's infinite recursion. It's like asking a mirror to draw itself over and over. How to fix it? You only create individual objects outside the class. Correct version class character. Define init self name health. Okay. Define shows stats. Okay. Self name health. Create character objects outside the class. Character 1. Store them in a list. Loop through them. Okay, and then display them. Recap, burn these into your soul. What you did wrong, what you should do. Create object inside the constructor. Create them outside the class. Call the class from within itself. Instate once, use the list outside. Okay. Thought one object should hold others, use a list to hold multiple objects. Now rewrite it the right way and send me the clean version. If you mess up again, I'm gonna make you fight that recursion error in your dreams tonight. Okay, go. Alright, let's see if I can figure this out. Okay, so the first mistake I did was add my list and characters inside of my constructor. Let me control C. Okay, and then define show characters. What if I like go up here? Okay, there shouldn't be here. It shouldn't be self.characters, so just character list. Okay, now it shows me an error up there. Let's see. Okay, my for loop shouldn't be here. Let me copy this. Okay, so the only thing I had to print here was my f string. Self.name. Okay, so this should be self. Self.hp and self.mana. Okay, and get this there. Maybe in a new line. Okay. Then add my for loop. For every character in my character list. Okay, so it says for every character in my character list, I will do character.show stats. Okay, I probably just need more practice. I can't visualize this in my head, guys. It feels too advanced for me. Okay, it prints it 4 times. It could be because I should indent this, right? Okay, Tom HP. Maybe I should get this here. Actually, let me copy this. Get this here. Whoops. I just pasted browser this thing. Okay, let me go here. Okay, now if I run the command all characters, it prints it 3 times. Okay, there's some progress here. All characters. It it might look better like this. Okay. Yeah, I definitely got to do way more questions, guys. This is the easiest topic in object-oriented programming. It still feels so confusing, guys. Let me say, should say, definitely need more practice! Exclamations. And guys, let me lubricate my lips. Okay, look at that code, clean, structured, and no demon coming out of recursion hell. You did exactly what I wanted, and and your warrior brain is finally warming up. But don't relax yet. Let's do 2 more warm-up reps before we unleash harder object-oriented programming challenges. These will test your class usage, object creation, and while looping skills. Excuse me, guys. Okay, object drill number 2, the weapon rack instruction. Create a class called weapon with name, damage, rarity. Create 4 different weapons, store them in a list called weapon rack. Print item in this format: Excalibur, damage 150, rarity, legendary. Okay. Rules: use a method like .show weapon in your class. Don't use print inside the init. Do it manually, no shortcuts or copy paste. Drop the code Slayer. I'm waiting to judge it with intensity of 1,000 bug reports. Okay guys, there's no way, there's logically no way I should be messing this up. I did this question 2 times. This is the exact same format, just different name. So create a class called weapon. So let me create a weapon class. Okay, there we go. Name, damage, and rarity. So let me define a constructor init. Name, damage, rarity. Okay, there you go. And then self.name equals to name. Self.damage equals to damage, and self.rarity equals to rarity. There we go. Okay, create 4 different weapons, store them in a list, weapon rack, print it in this format. Okay, I gotta create 4 different weapons. I remember doing this mistake before, guys. I'm not going to be printing it here. I'm going to be printing it. I won't be indenting my objects. That was a mistake that I did. So I gotta go with okay, yeah, I was just processing it, guys. So let me go with the weapon 1 equals to my weapon class. Okay, so the first weapon, let's see the weapons. So it's Excalibur, damage 150, and rarity legendary. So Excalibur, damage 150, and rarity legendary. And now, guys, this is 300 IQ. I'm sure every one of you do this thing. Just copy and paste. There you go. So that's second, that's 3. I don't remember names of weapons, guys. I don't know. Let's go with sword. Kunai. Yeah, guys, these weapons seem pretty reasonable. What should be more pricier? An Excalibur or like a sword? I don't know. I'm pretty sure Excalibur should be more expensive. Let's go with 80, and kunai, it's 25. Change this to rare. Rare, and sword should be actually, let's keep sword legendary and Excalibur mythical. Okay, I didn't move on to exotics yet. Alright, so let's see. This should work, and then I can go ahead and call my function. So weapon 1 dot show display. Okay, I don't have a show display method yet. So actually, before that, weapon underscore list equals to a empty list. So weapon 1, weapon 2, weapon 3. Okay. Guys, ignore my typos. Did I spell weapon wrong? Wait, it's correct, right? Oh, no, my bad, guys. My bad, guys. There we go. There we go. All right, so let me define a show underscore weapons method, and then okay, it's gonna have a parameter of self to it. I gotta iterate over my okay, got it. So let me print an f string. Okay, so the first thing I gotta print is my self dot name. Okay. And then my damage. So damage of my Excalibur or my weapon in general is going to be my self dot damage, and then rarity. So self dot rarity. Okay, let me add here. Okay, there we go. Okay, there's my weapon list. Now let me use a for loop. So for every weapon in my weapon list, okay, I won't print. I'm going to invoke my function. Let's see. Let me invoke my show weapons function. So I gotta add my class name. Okay, let me just go with show weapons, or can I go with like my weapon class? Okay. Alright, can I do like weapon dot show? There you go, weapons dot show weapon. But I gotta add parameters here, or I wanna like show them my weapons. Oh, read the comments. My bad, guys. Man, read the comments. Damn, I invoked the second. I invoked the simple. As a simple project doesn't use actual bank account, just interactive interface. Damn, I invoked the second. Yeah, guys, my bad. I forgot to check the comments. I was locked in. Alright, so I invoked the second. So my weapon dot show weapons. There we go. This works. Excalibur damage 150, rarity mythical, sword damage 80, rarity legendary, kunai damage 25, rarity rare. There we go, guys. Figured it out. Damn, it honestly feels, I can say it feels wonderful once we figured it out, guys. Yeah, it feels really good. There we go. Okay, let me just check if I'm audible. There we go, perfect. Alright, listen up, Vivek. This is what I expect from a warrior ready to conquer Python. Your code is solid and clean. Good job querying the weapon class. Instantaneing your objects and looping through them to print their details. But I see a small problem that you can fix to be even more legendary. You create 3 weapons, but the task asked for 4. You missed 1. Also, your method is called show weapons, plural. It's better to use singular like weapon or show weapon because each instance represents a single weapon. Isn't Java better for object oriented? Have you tried the OpenWidth to open and read files? Honestly, I didn't try that yet, and I didn't learn Java yet, so honestly not sure if Java is better for using object-oriented programming. I might learn Java after like Python. I was planning to go like learn C and C++ first, but I'll see. Okay, fixed version of your method name and add one more weapon. Okay, so show weapon. Okay, weapon 3, we can go with bow and uncommon. Might as well add a common weapon as well. Alright, let me get this here. Okay, show weapon. There we go. Okay, if I run the command, Excalibur, damage, kunai. Oh, I forgot to add my weapon 4 to my list. There we go. Bow, damage 60, rarity, uncommon. Okay, there you go, perfect. Okay, let me get this here. Paste it. Actually, I won't say anything, I'll just send it. And maybe drink some water. If you want to build game, C++ is the go. Java is 98% object oriented. For AI, go for Python. Honestly, I wanted to do AI engineering. That's why I was learning Python. But I was like, since we could make games, I thought I'll start making some games so I get like a grasp on using Python. But I actually do enjoy making games, so I might learn C++ and C. Okay, indeed, due to libraries, but like games are still being built on C++. Oh, I see. Okay, yes, Vivek, this is what I call Python warrior code. Perfect method name, all 4 weapons, clean loop and crisp output. You're stepping up fast and I love to see it. Now, finally, drill before the bigger challenge. Object drill number 3, the player and inventory system. Instructions, create a player class, okay, with name and level parameters. An empty list called inventory, initialize inside init, okay. Create a method add underscore item self item that adds item to the player's inventory. Create a method show inventory with a parameter of self that prints all item names in the inventory or item empty, okay, if none. Create a few items, okay, can be strings like sword and shield. Create a player and add items to their inventory, then show the inventory. Do it right and I'll give you the next level Python power up. Screw it up and you're doing push-ups while I laugh. Show me the code. Okay, let me get this here. Alright, so it says create a player class. So let me go ahead and create a class, lowercase, player, there we go. Okay, and then I gotta define an instructor. So define init, go here, name and level. Alright, an empty list. So an empty list called inventory, initialize inside init. So self.name equals to name and self.level equals to level. Okay, I'll create a self.inventory equals to an empty list. Alright, create a method add item self and item that adds item to the player's inventory. Okay, let me define a method called add underscore items. There we go. That adds item to the player's inventory. Okay, Soja. Guys, I apologize, I can't read Hindi properly, although I do know Soja probably means go ahead sleep. It's 4 o'clock right now. Okay, there's so many libraries to learn, man. Honestly, yeah, I do want to like try different languages. Python was like my first language. Okay, so create a method add item self. Let me go with self. There you go. Wait, not self, I mean items. Okay, item works. Now self dot item equals to item. Okay, actually that doesn't make sense. Create a method add items that adds item to the player's inventory. I might go with a while loop, guys. Let me be a little fancy. Okay, so while true, let me add an input. Enter a item that you would like to add to your inventory. There we go. Okay, and then add items self. Let me go with an if statement. Actually, I'll go with q to quit as well. Q to quit. Okay. Alright, now let me just go back here and say, should I add like a dot capitalized? Might as well, right? Dot capitalize. Okay, so if my, let me go with ask equals to input. So if ask equals to an uppercase Q, I will break. I will break and okay, I will append my items first. So my self dot inventory dot append my item, actually my ask. Okay, actually not ask item. Let me get this item here. Excuse me guys. Okay, item, and then I will break. Okay, and then else okay, honestly let me print is there anything else that you want to add? Question mark. Okay, this should work, guys. Okay, so the next thing that I gotta do is create a method show inventory that prints all items item names in the inventory or item empty if none. When I look into Tinker, it's like there are lots of methods for that to keep in memory, and later in Pygame there are so many other that I see in NumPy, and SymPy is a lot different and it's like total different. So basic Python is easy, and further into library too many things to by heart. Ooh, I see. Okay, so let me define I mean honestly I might use different game engines as well. I did like, I don't know much about game engines yet, so I don't think yeah, I can't be saying anything. Okay, so show inventory self. Okay, that prints all item names in the inventory or item is empty. So for my define item name, I gotta iterate over my self.items. Let me actually print something like 1 2 3 4 inventory 1 2 3 4. Okay, and then go with a for loop for every item in my self.items add items. Actually my self.inventory, I will print an f string. Okay, let me go with a hyphen and the items. So let me go with okay, item dot name. Okay, and then level item dot level. Honestly, let me go with name as well here. Okay, now I just got to invoke my function and this should work. So let's invoke my take as inventory1. Let me create an object, not invoke my function, create an object. Inventory1 equals to my player class. Okay, I gotta add a name and a level. Okay, okay, name and level. So my name is actually I'll just go with an item here. So dot item. Okay, and I wouldn't need the level. Okay, so let's go with something like I don't know, Tom. Okay, so Tom and he's level 27. Now let me go with item 1, actually inventory inventory1 dot show inventory. If I run the command, it's going to say it's an empty inventory because I didn't invoke my add items yet. So let me go here and inventory1 dot add items. Now let me add a bunch of items. So actually my show inventory should have an item parameter. Okay, let me go with something like, I don't know, an empty string. If I run the command, enter an item to your inventory. Let's go with a bow. Okay, is there anything else that you want to add? That's another input. Might not need this. Is there anything else that you want to add? Okay, let me just run the command. Let's go with a bow, sword, chips, kunai, and Q to quit. Okay, attribute error. String object has no attribute of item. If item equals to Q or item equals to lower Q. Oh, Q or item equals to lower Q. Honestly, I feel like I added a dot capitalize here, so the regular Q should work, honestly. Okay, let's see. So the attribute item is a string. Let me just go with sword, Q to quit. Okay, so attribute error, string object has no attribute item. My string object, oh, what if I add sword here? Okay, if I run the command, let me go with a sword, Q to quit. Okay, string object has no attribute. Okay, let me actually copy this and see where I went wrong. Okay, Control V. Okay, and say sensei, I messed up, exclamation. I get an attribute error. Guys, ignore my spellings, oh my gosh. Okay, you called it, you messed up, and I'm about to tear this code apart line by line, but good, because every mistake you make is a sword swing closer to perfection. Strap in, we're breaking this code like I break noobs in debug mode. Here's exactly where you went wrong. Mistake 1, you're asking for input inside the method that should give them item. That should give them a item. Add item parameter self and item while true. Item equals input. Bad move. This method should not handle input. Its job is to add item. Okay, input should be handled outside the class. Okay, mistake 2, you added Q to the inventory. If item equals to Q, self.item append item. Why are you adding Q to your bag? Q means quit, so don't add it to your inventory. Mistake 3, you're treating the item like it has attributes. Print name item is just a string, no item on a string. Okay, you just need print nf string, a hyphen, and item. Corrected version, class player init self name level self.name equals name self.level equals level self.inventory equals an empty list. Define add underscore item. Okay, self and item singular and no input here. Okay, self.inventory.append item. Okay, define show inventory self print inventory. If not self, if self.inventory is not true. Okay, I'm pretty sure this should mean that if there's nothing inside of my inventory. Okay, print, or if my list is empty, print inventory is empty, else for every item in my self.inventory print item. Input happens outside the class. Player 1 equals player Tom 27. Okay, level 27, add items manually. Player 1 dot add item, sort player 1 dot add item, shield player 1 dot add item, potion display player 1 dot show inventory. Why this matters? Bad practice, best practice. Inputs inside class method is a bad practice. Adding quit key to data is a bad practice. Accessing string like object is a bad practice. Input outside logic inside, best practice. Use lowercase q to break, not store. Case string or primitives, not objects, guys. I don't know if I pronounced that correct. Now write it clean from scratch. No q, no input in the class, no attribute errors. Prove to me that your mind is stronger than the code was weak. Prove that your mind is stronger than this code. Okay, let me go here real quick. So I don't need to add an input here, so let me remove the input and a while loop. Okay, I wouldn't even need these. The only thing I need is I need to append my item to my inventory, and I wouldn't need a break. Okay, so the input should go outside the functions. Let me change this to player 1, because your inventory 1 actually didn't make any sense. I mean, we could name this to anything, but player 1 actually sounds pretty good because player 1 is like, player 1 is Tom, his level is 27, player 1 has a sword. If I run the command, attribute error. Okay. For every item, okay, item.item. Okay, inventory, name and sort. So why didn't item.item work? Let's see. For item and self dot. Okay, I guess let me ask that to Sensei real quick. Control C. Okay, Control V. Sensei, why didn't the item.item work? Question mark. Hey, let me check if I'm audible. Okay, perfect. Excellent question, Vivek. Now you're digging into the real guts of Python. And guess what? You deserve the truth, raw and unfiltered. Why item.item didn't work? Because in your list you stored a plain string like sword, and string in Python doesn't have attribute called .item. Okay, and strings in Python doesn't have. Okay, so when you wrote printf string name item.item, wrong. You're telling Python, hey, go look for a .item property on a string, and Python was like, attribute error, string object has no attribute item. Let me make this crystal clear. You stored this. What is this? What? You stored this. What is this? Can you do .item? Okay, let's see. Guys, where's the rest of our chat gone? Guys, chat GP, Sensei just messed up. I mean, probably it's just Wi-Fi, I don't know. Okay, you fixed the code, it's clean, adding queue. Now pay attention, Slayer. Here's why the line failed miserably. Name item.item. The reason, item is just a string like sword or shield. Strings don't have attributes like .item. Okay. Oh, I see. You can do sword.item, that's nonsense. Let me break it down with an example. If you do self.item equals sword shield, then when you loop for every item in my self.inventory, print item. Each item is just a string, sword, shield, etc. So print item.item is an attribute error. Now when you do .item actually works. Now when would .item actually work? Only if your item is an object with a .item attribute. Example, class item, define init self.name, self.name equals name, I equals to item, sort, print I.name, print I.item. Doesn't exist. If your object had a property like dot item, then sure, but strings have no dot item. TLDR, wrong code. Why is it wrong? Item dot item. Item is a string, not an object with attributes. You leveled up today. Don't let this momentum die. Now give me one more version where you add 3 items, level up the player to 28, show the inventory and their new level in a method like show stats. Go make me proud, or start over until your fingers type with honor. Okay, let me actually delete this whole thing right from scratch to see if I actually remember. So I'll create a player class. Okay, and then let me add a instructor. So I'll define init, there we go, and add a name parameter and a level parameter. Okay, and then self.name equals to name, self.level equals to level. I'll need a container as well, so self.actually inventory equals to an empty list. Okay, and then let me define add items in case we gotta add something to our inventory. I'll add a parameter of items or item. Okay, and then self.inventory.append my item parameter. Okay, and then let me define another function to show my inventory. Okay, there we go. And now I gotta first let me add a print statement. So print 1 2 3 4 inventory 1 2 3 4. Let me iterate over my inventory now. So for every item in my self.inventory, okay, I will print an f string. Okay, let's go with a hyphen and my item. Okay, the reason is item and not item.item because my item is not in one of these, if that made any sense. Yeah, so I just got to use my regular item. If I was iterating over something inside my constructor, then I would need dot item. Not sure. Okay, so now let me go ahead and add a player one object. Let me create an object called player one, set it equal to my player class. Okay, so my player, let's see, what should the player name be? Okay, level up the player to 28. Let's go with, I don't know, Dave this time. Dave, and level him up to level 28. Okay, add 3 items. So let me go with player one dot add item. Let's go with sword player one dot add item, shield, and let me just copy this, paste it here, and player one dot add item potion. Okay, and then player one dot show inventory. Okay, if I run the command, it's gonna say inventory, sword, shield, and potion. Should I even print my player stats? Okay, so there's my inventory. Before my inventory, I can go and type print an f string. Player name is my self dot name. Okay, and player, actually I feel like a full stop would look good. Player level is my self dot level. Okay, now if I run the command, player name Dave, player level, okay, actually this might look much better. There we go. Okay, player level 28. Let me copy this. Get sensei up here. Paste. And maybe hydrate up a bit. Thinking. This is the first time I got sensei to think, guys. Okay, and if you guys are new to the stream, make sure you guys subscribe. That was a shameless plug. Okay, yes, this is progress. You did exactly what I asked. Created a player with name and level, added multiple items, showed both the player stats and inventory cleanly. That output is readable, structured, and no nonsense. What you nailed: proper use of self and instance variables. Inventory as a list of strings work for now. Clear show inventory that combines player info and content. You upgraded the player to level 28 in the constructor. Good control. Tiny reinforcement to sharpen it further. Naming consistency. Method add items suggests multiple items since you add one at a time. Add items is cleaner. Define add item self with a parameter of item self.item.append item. Future growth path next level. Right now your inventory holds plain strings. To scale this into a real game system, switch to an item class so each inventory can carry more data. Example: quantity, damage, price. Right now your inventory holds plain strings. To scale this into a real game system, switch to an item class. Okay, so each item entry can carry more data. Oh, I see. Next challenge: level up. Turn your current system into a slightly more advanced one. Create an item class with name, quantity. Modify the players so that inventory holds item objects. Add item, name, and quantity either. Increase quantity if that item already exists in the inventory, or add a new item if it doesn't. Update show inventory to print. Player name Dave, player level 28. Inventory sort times 1, shield times 1, potion times 1. Then add 2 more potions and show the inventory again. You should show potion times 3. Write that, no shortcuts. When you send it, I'll review it and give you the next harder drill. Alright, let me just check if I'm audible real quick. Okay, perfect. Okay, so let me go ahead and add a weapon class. An item class. Let me go with class item. Okay, there we go. Let me define an instructor init. Okay. Alright, so for my init, I'll need a name and a quantity. So let's go with name and quantity. Okay, self dot name equals to name and self dot qdy equals to qdy. Okay, there we go. Add underscore item name and quantity either. Increase quantity if that item already exists in inventory, or add a new item if it doesn't. Okay, so let me go with an if statement. If my name in self.name, actually, okay, might add player here, because I did watch a few videos on, no man, it doesn't work. I did watch a few videos on like inheritance, but I didn't understand that yet. Okay, if name in name, let me go with self dot qdy plus equals to 1. Okay, else if by self dot name and name, okay, else I will append it to my items list. Honestly, I didn't do a question like this. I might just get a quick little explanation on how to add like an item system. Okay, let me go up here and paste it and say, Sensei, I honestly didn't do much questions like this, so I don't know how to check if my item is already in my, guys, ignore my typos, oh my gosh. Yeah, I can't talk while typing. So I can check if my item is already in my add items list, or what was the name of my list? My player list. In my inventory. Sensei Slam activated. You walked into a new territory without armor and your code crumbled like a noob on nightmare mode. But that's okay, because this is how warriors are forged. Let me burn this into your brain step by step. You're trying to check if the item already exists in the player's inventory. If it doesn't, increase quantity. If not, add a new item. But you messed up in two main places. Mistake 1. You're doing a logic inside item class that doesn't belong there. Self.name. Okay. Bad idea. The item class should only represent one item, not managing the whole inventory. Mistake 2. You're adding strings sort to inventory, not items, not item objects. You cannot check .name or .quantity on a string. Correct blueprint you must follow. Step 1. Make item class, so class item, and then define a constructor. Self name quantity, self.name equals name, self.quantity equals quantity. Step 2. Modify player class, class player, define init, self name level, self.name equals name, self.level equals level, self.inventory equals to an empty list. List of item objects, define add item, self.name. Okay. Add item self name and quantity for every item in my self.inventory. If item.name equals to name. Okay. I see. Item.quantity plus equals to quantity, return. Self.item.append item, okay, name and quantity. Define show inventory self, print player name, okay, self.name, player level, self.level, print inventory for every item in my self.inventory, print an f string, hyphen name item, item.name, x item.quantity. Now test like this. Player 1, player Dave 28, player 1 dot item sword 1, player 1 dot add item shield potion, and then potion show inventory. Output should be okay. Now you've crossed into object interaction. This is foundational for game logic, shop systems, and loot inventory. Nail it or keep restarting until you do. Now copy the blueprint, type it out yourself, and send your working version to me. Go champ, let's see if you're built for boss level. Okay. So let's see. Okay, so for my player, I had to do self.name, did self.level, did self.inventory, did that. For add items, I had to use the for loop. Oh, okay, I see. Okay, so let me go with for every item in my self.inventory, my list of inventory, for every item in my self.inventory. If item.name equals to name, so I need to add a few parameters here, so name and quantity. Okay, so if my item.name okay, I have a question here. So if my item.name equals to name, let me add a comment. Go back here. A question for my item.name equals to name. Is my name from the Constructor question mark. Okay, if it equals to name, let me get up there. Okay, so if my item equals to name, item dot quantity plus equals to quantity, so item dot qdy plus equals to qdy. Hey, there we go. Okay, maybe copy this. Control C. A bunch of spaces, paste it. There we go. Okay, and then I return. Return basically stops my entire function slash method. Okay, and then return. Huh. Okay, so if item.name equals to name, item.quantity plus equals to quantity. There we go. Okay, and then self.inventory.append. So I gotta append my. Oh, I have access to a main function. Okay, so guys, I apologize. I'm not energetic at all. I've been really busy working on these things. I don't have enough energy to say anything entertaining. Okay, append my item. Okay, so my item and my two parameters, my name and my quantity, qdy. Okay, and then define show inventory. I have my define show inventory function right here. Okay, with a parameter of self and f-string player name for every item in my inventory. Okay, in my self.inventory. Okay. Oh yeah, I can use my quantity as well. Then x, and guys, yeah, I'm going to be doing more questions related to these problems. I'm just copying a reference because I never did questions like these, trying to see how the structure works. Okay, I didn't need a class item. Okay, I don't have an item class here. Okay, so that's player. Dot append item. Okay, so item. Where did I get my item from? Okay, let me go here and add another comment. Sensei, where did I get the item from? And let me delete this. There we go. And copy them. Get Sensei up here. Paste. Okay, maybe drink some water as well. Sensei flips a table in your honor and then sits back, and then sits it back up to teach. Okay, you're 95% there, but a couple of crucial details are missing, and I'm gonna break them down for you like a samurai blade, slicing through confusion. Let's go. Question 1, if number1.name equals to name, where is name from? Yes, that name is from your add underscore items parameter. Let me show you the method again. Define add underscore items self name quantity. Name comes from the argument passed when calling add underscore items. Items.name come from each item object already in your inventory. You're saying if the name of the item I'm adding matches the name of an item already in inventory, perfect logic. Okay. Question 2, where did item come from? You forgot to define your item class. You used it in self.inventory.append item name quantity, but never declared. That's illegal in this dojo. You must define the item above your player class like this. Class item. Oh, I actually see. Okay. define init, so we define our constructor at two parameters, name and quantity. Self.name equals name, self.quantity equals quantity. Define string self, okay, string return self.name. That dunder string method, make sure, okay guys, I didn't learn about dunder string method. I'm pretty sure that's a magic method. I watched a few tutorials because I was just a bit curious, but I didn't learn about it. That dunder string method makes sure the item prints correctly in your show inventory. Error in your method calls your call player1 dot add item sort, but your method expects two parameters, name and quantity. You forgot the QDY, fix it like this. Player1 dot add sort shield potion again. Final polished code with all fixes. Item class, define item, self name quantity, self dot name equals name, self dot quantity equals quantity, self dot dunder string is self, okay. Alright, output, sensei says fix this, run this, understand this, and then come back. I'll give you a harder one that introduces object with stats, no slacking. Go. Let me just say, sensei, I honestly never learned of the dunder string method. What's it about and what does it do? Question mark. I'm brand new to the object-oriented programming ... So if there's a new topic or method, can you teach them to me ... Let me just check if I'm audible. Finally, you asked a question worthy of a true warrior's path. Sit down. Oh guys, I'm so exhausted. Okay, finally you asked a question worthy of a true warrior's path. Sit down, straight back, focus. Okay, I guess I gotta keep my back straight. I'm going to teach you one of the fundamental magic techniques in Python object-oriented programming, dunder string method, the string summoner. This special method is called a dunder method because of the double underscores on both sides. Dunder string, double underscore. Okay, it controls what gets printed when you do this. Print object without string. Example, class weapon, define init, self name damage, self.name equals name, self.damage equals damage, weapon 1, weapon Excalibur, damage 999, print weapon 1, output main.weapon object at, okay, at this ASCII most likely, useless junk. Python prints the object's memory location, not helpful for humans. With dunder string method, class weapon, define init, self name damage, self.name equals name, self.damage equals damage, defines dunder string self, return self.name damage, self.name, weapon 1, weapon Excalibur, damage 999, print weapon 1 Excalibur, and the damage is 999. That's 10 times better now. When you print the object, Python automatically uses the dunder string method. So oh, I see. Why is it useful? Because when you're printing objects in a list, Python uses print object, and that will call dunder string. Weapon underscore list equals weapon 1, weapon 2, weapon 3 for every weapon in weapon list. Print w to add dunder string to your class. Every time you make a class where you want to see custom output when printed, you add define dunder string self, return whenever you want to show sensei summary. Dunder string is a special method that defines what your object looks like when you print it. This helps debug, display, and show meaningful output to users or devs, and you don't need it for logic, but you'll be fighting blindfolded without it. You're training. Write a class called potion and add a dunder string method to show potion name, heal amount, heal, then create two potions and print them directly without a print f string. Okay, loop, I want to see if you truly understood. Now type Vivek or your code honor will rot in a memory leak. Okay guys, honestly, wait, let me just open my Discord real quick because I have the topics in my server that I actually need to learn. I'm pretty sure Sensei isn't in the right page. Let me go to moderate only, and this could be like a shameless plug, guys. If you guys didn't join the Discord, make sure you join the Discord. Link in the description or in the pinned comment. Okay, let me paste this here and say, Sensei, out of all these topics, I just learned about the first topic, classes and objects. Okay. Out of all these so doesn't the dunder string method, whoops guys, ignore my typo, method come under the magic methods topic question mark? Okay, been streaming for an hour 40 minutes. Yes, exactly right, my warrior. Finally you're seeing the path, guys. These were like I watched a few YouTube tutorials, but I didn't practice at all. So yeah, you're 100% correct. Dunder string is a part of magic methods, aka dunder methods. Double under, like dunder init, dunder length, dunder get item, etc. Let's log this in. Here's how it fits into the roadmap. Topic: purpose, classes and objects. Structure for creating objects. Dunder init initializes the object constructor. Dunder string, magic method, defines what the object prints. Other magic methods like dunder len, dunder get item, dunder add, etc. Why thought it early? Even though dunder string belongs under the dunder magic methods topic. Okay, belongs under the magic methods topic. I introduced it early because you're working with objects and printing them. Without it, you're stuck with ugly dunder main.object name at ox.garbage. It helps visually understand your objects better. Okay, you've now unlocked the first gate, classes and objects, and I showed you one peek ahead to keep you ready for this battle. Sensei's final word. You're still learning classes and objects, but since dunder string helps print your objects better, it's time. It's the one magic method we use early. Back. Welcome back, Sisha. How you doing? Okay. When we officially get to magic methods, we'll go even deeper. You'll override operators, indexes. You'll override operators, index into objects, get lengths, compare objects. You'll bend Python to your will. Now type this 3 times to seal it in your brains. Dunder string is a magic method using to make objects readable when printed. Dunder method is a magic method used to make my object readable when printed. Dunder string is a magic method used to make my object readable when printed. I see. And then say, Sensei, I'm ready for the next object practice, or Sensei, teach me the next object-oriented programming concept. Let me go ahead and say, Sensei, in that case, is the dunder string the same as the sorted function in a list? Not sorted, guys. Was it sorted? Actually, not list, in a set. Okay. I'm pretty sure that the function wasn't called sorted. Guys, ignore my typos. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm pretty sure the function wasn't called sorted, but I get the same output as the one we get without using the dunder string function. Okay, using the dunder string method. Actually, it's a method. Okay, question mark. Focus student, no, dunder, string and sorted or what you're trying to recall are not the same thing, not even close. You're mixing up two completely different forces of Python. Let me smash this into your brain properly. String, a magic method. It belongs to classes. It controls what gets printed when you do print my object. It means to make it meant to make the object readable. Oh, I see. Class dog init self name self.name equals name self dunder string self. Okay, define this is a dog, name is self.name. Okay, d equals dog, our dog class. We added the parameter of max, print d. This triggers the dunder string sorted, a built-in function. It's used on iterables like lists, sets, tuples. It returns a sorted version of that iterable. It has nothing to do with classes or object print. Example, number equals 3, 1, 2, print sorted numbers 1, 2, 3. Okay, here's why you got confused. When you print a set, Python automatically displays it using a representation that looks sorted sometimes but is not. Sets are unordered, but the print output can look sorted, and that's what fooled you. Okay, final verdict. Alright, let me say, Sensei, I think that I just need more practice. So, can we get some practice on classes and objects? Let me bring some water. Good, that's the spirit I want to see. You want to master classes and objects, then get ready to bleed logic and type code until your fingers level up. Excuse me, guys. Today's drill, object-based practice round part 2. Let's test your understanding, give you a first scenario, and destroy every ounce of doubt in your brain. Practice 1, broken code. Fix the following broken code. Class character, define init name power. Name equals name, power equals power, hero equals character, argon with a power of 90. Print hero dot name. Rules, did not run it yet. Spot the problem, explain to me what's wrong first, then only rewrite the working function. Report me with what's wrong, your fix. If you get it wrong, I'll roast you to the void of null. If you get it right, I'll praise you like a proud sensei. Move on. Okay, so let's see what's wrong. So I gotta add self.name equals name, self.power equals power, hero, correct. Okay, I don't gotta print my that, so let me copy this. Say sensei, the things that are or let me go with we didn't do self dot name equals to name and self dot power, excuse me guys, equals to power. And when and we don't have to we don't have to print our object, we just need to invoke it. There we go. Okay, what the hell is this lazy excuse? You didn't even write self dot before the variables. How do you expect Python to know what the hell you're talking about without self dot? That's like trying to ride a bike with no wheels. Explain it clearly or I'll make you rewrite 30 times. My bad, guys. I got lazy. My bad. Let me get this. I'm honestly pretty exhausted, but let's copy the code. I already copied it. Let me paste the code here. Okay, paste it. Alright, so I gotta add self.name equals name. I need to add a self parameter here as well. And then self.power equals to power. Okay, and then I have to I don't have to print it. I just gotta go with my hero dot name. I do have to print it. Oh, there we go. If I run the command, type error, string object is not callable. Okay, maybe I gotta define show hero. Okay, let me go ahead and iterate over my heroes actually. Okay, and let me go with like a self dot container. Okay, there equals to an empty list. Actually, I might not need self.container. I just gotta iterate over it, right? So, actually, I don't even gotta iterate. I just gotta display. So I gotta print an f string hero. Okay, so my self.name, and then power is my self.power. There we go. If I run the command, type error. I did have my hero here. There's my object. Oh, and then show hero. Okay, if I run the command, hero argon power 90. Let me copy this, get sensei back here. Okay, and then paste it and say sensei. My bad, I got lazy, but I fixed the code. Finally, some blood and sweat in that code. That's what I want to see. You nailed it perfectly. Use self.name and self.power to store instance variables. Added a method to display the hero's info smart move. Now tell me loud. I will not be lazy again. I will master classes and objects. Ready for the next one? Here it comes. 9 viewers, I appreciate you guys so much for sticking through the stream, and I apologize I can't be that entertaining. I'm really exhausted right now because I've been working too much these days. Alright, so practice number 2. Instructional: write a class car, attribute make, model, year, method display info that prints car, make, model, year. Okay, create an object Tesla Model 3 2023 and call display info. Write it out. No laziness. Show me that focus. Okay, so let me go ahead and add a class called car. Okay, attributes. Okay, so let me define a instructor in it. Make, model, and year. There we go. And then self dot make equals to make. Self dot make equals to make. Self dot model equals to model, and self dot year equals to year. Okay, and then method display info that prints car, make, model, year. Okay, so let me go ahead and define a display underscore car. Okay, and print an f string. Okay, so let me go with car, self dot car. Okay, and then model, actually self dot make. So make, and then model is my self dot model, and year is my self dot year. Alright, create an object for Tesla Model 3 2023 and display car info. Okay, so let me go with create an object. So car1 equals to my class car, Tesla model 3 model 3 and it's say 2023. Okay, the year's 2023. Now let me go with my car1.display car. If I run the command, it's gonna say car Tesla model 3 year 2023. Let me copy this, get sensei here. Okay guys, my sensei has been too laggy. I've been using sensei too much. Good morning Genvi, Nano, how you doing? I appreciate you joining the stream. Finally, that's exactly what I wanted. Clean, clear and functional code. You've nailed the constructor, the attributes and the method. You even created the object perfectly and called the method. Now listen up, if you keep this focus and precision, you'll be mashing object-oriented programming like a champ in no time. Are you ready for question 3? Yell back, I'm ready sensei. Hit me with it. Okay, let me just say, I'm ready sensei. Maybe drink some water. That's what I want to hear, champ. Let's turn the heat up. Practice 3, broken code fix. So we create a class animal, we defined an init, self, species and sound. Self.species equals to species, self.sound equals to sound. Okay, I see, there needs to be a self dot define make sound. Okay, print an f string, the self species, the self.species stays self.sound. Dog equals to animal, dog, woof. Okay, dog.make sound. Tell me, what is wrong with this code? How will you fix it? Write your fixed code or else. Okay, let me copy this. Go ahead and paste it. Okay, so the thing that's missing is a self here, so self.sound. Okay, and then another self parameter here. Okay, if I run the command, it's gonna say the dog says woof. Let me copy this, get back sensei here. Okay, paste it. Finally, some respect to the self parameter and attributes. You fixed it perfectly. You caught the missing self.sound assignment and correctly added self.makeSound method parameter. You correctly added self.makeSound method. So that's a method. Without self, the method can access the instance variable. Okay, you're getting stronger, but don't let this pride get in your head. Keep pushing harder. Ready for practice 4? Say it loud. I'm ready sensei. Let me say I'm ready sensei ... Can the question be slightly harder ? Okay, let's see. Okay, that's the fire I want. You want harder, then harder you'll get. Practice 4 a bit tougher. Write a class called rectangle with attributes width and height, method area that returns the rectangle's area, method parameter that returns the rectangle's parameter, create an object with a width of 5 and a height of 10. Then print both the area and parameter. No excuses. Code it and show me. Okay. Let me get sensei there and create a class called rectangle. Okay, and then I gotta add, let me okay, create a class with attributes width and height. So let me create an instructor. So define a constructor, not instructor. So a constructor width and height. Okay, and then methods area. So firstly, let me go here and type self dot width equals to width and self dot height equals to height. There we go. Then let me define another method called area. Okay, that runs the rectangle's area. Let me go here real quick and type your rectangle formula. There you go. Guys, I'm awful at memorizing formulas. Okay, so area equals to, okay, da, da, da. This is honestly easy, but okay. I should have actually known this though. Okay, let me just get this here. Get the second one right there. Alright, so create an object with width 5 and height 10. So first self.area. I should go with let me create a new variable called result equals to actually area equals to width times height. So my self dot width multiplied by my self dot height. There we go. And then I will return, actually instead of returning I'll just print an f string. Your area is, let me go with my area. Okay, and then define a parameter. Wait, let me just check. Okay, method parameter that returns the rectangles parameter. Okay, parameter that returns the parameter equals to so 2 times width plus height. So 2 multiplied by, let me add this thing, and my self dot width plus self dot height. There we go. Okay, and then I will print an f string. Let me copy this, paste it, and change that to parameter. Okay, and then let me go with display. Do I need like a display? Create an object. Okay, I wouldn't need a display, so let me go with rectangle 1 equals to my rectangle class. Okay, I'll go with like width equals to, so am I using like keywords here? So width equals to, actually never mind. So width is 5 and height is 10. There we go. Okay, and then rectangle 1 dot area. I want to find the area. If I run the command, not this thing. Okay, your area is 50. If I go with rectangle 1 dot height, whoops, rectangle 1 dot height, then I run the command, it's going to give me a type error. Int object is not callable. Oh, not height parameter, my bad guys. There we go, the area. Go Control C, Control V. Okay, the parameter is 30. Let me copy this. Get Sensei up here. Okay guys, I don't know why is my ChatGPT lagging a little. No way I copied that, right? Control C. Okay, there we go. Control V. Then drink some water. Yes, look at you tearing through object-oriented programming like a savage. You built a clean constructor, correct logic for area and parameter, clean, readable print statements, a working object that does its job like a loyal soldier. But listen here, if this felt slightly harder and you crushed it, then you're ready for even more intense practice. Okay, praise unlocked, sharp like a blade, code clean like a monk's discipline. You're no longer a rookie, you're becoming a Python. You're becoming a warrior of Python. Next challenge, do you want broken code fix, instructional prompt, mini project? Choose now or I'll throw all three at you. Honestly, let me go with instructional. Sensei, can I get an instructional based code question mark? You got guts, Vivek, and I respect that, but don't think I'm going easy on you. This one's gonna test your focus. Instructional practice, object-oriented programming challenge. Create a class called student with instance variables name, grade, and subject. A list. Okay, a method called add subject with a parameter of subject that adds a subject to the list. A method called show info that prints the student's name, grade, and all subjects they're taking. Then create an object called student1 with the name Alex and grade 9. Add 3 objects, math, science, and art. Finally, show info to display all the info. No slacking. No, I think I got this. I want perfection. Go write that code like you're worthy of a black belt in Python. Okay, let me get this here. Good night, guys. Alright, decaps, I appreciate you sticking through stream. Sweet dreams. I think I'll catch you in the next stream. Okay, so I gotta go and create a class called student. There we go. Okay, and then instance variables. So instant variables are name, grade, and subject, a list. Alright, so let me define a constructor in it. So name, grade, and subject, a list. Alright, so let me go with self.name equals to name, self.subject equals to subject. Actually, self.grade equals to grade. Grade and self.subject equals to an empty list. Alright, a method called show info. Actually, a method called add subject with a parameter of subject that adds and subtracts to the list. Okay, let me go and define a method called add underscore, excuse me guys, add underscore subject with a parameter of subject. Okay, a method called show info. Okay, so that adds subject to my list. So let me go with self dot subject dot append my subject parameter. Okay, and then that adds to a subject, that adds a subject to the list, a method called show info. So let me define another method called show underscore info. Okay, that prints the student's name, grade, and all subjects they're taking. That prints the student's, okay, name. Okay, actually I might not need any parameters here. Okay, so I'll go ahead and print an f string. Let me go with name is self.name. Okay, okay, so I need a name and then grade. Self.name is in self.grade, grade, and all subjects they're taking. Okay. Okay, let me go with another print statement. So another f string. All subjects self.name took are. Okay, and then the self.subject. Okay, then create an object called student1 with the name of Alex and grade 9. Add 3 subjects, math, science, and art. finally call show info to display all the info. Okay, so let me create a object called student1 equals to Alex. Wait, actually equals to my student class. Okay, so my student's one name is Alex. Okay, and he's in grade 9. And then I'll use my student1 dot show info, actually dot add subject. Let me add math, and then copy this. Oh, that's for science and that's for art, so let me go with science and change that to art. Okay, finally call the show info, and then student1 dot show info. Then if I run the command, name Alex. Okay, so Alex is in 9th grade. I might not go with name. Let me just go with this. Okay, so Alex is in 9th grade. All subjects Alex took are okay. I might have to iterate over them. So show info for every let me change this to subjects, plural. Okay, so for every subject in my subjects, in my self dot subjects, my parameter here is subjects. Okay, what happens with one subject? I could do it. So what if I change that to subject? Okay, for every subject in my for every one subject in my self.subject, print name. Okay, self.name, great, took self.one subject. Let me just go with one subject. Okay, now if I run the command, Alex is in 9th grade. Alex took math. Alright, this thing might have to go outside the for loop. Okay, this thing should probably go outside the for loop here. Okay, I guess let me just copy and see where I messed up. Hello, how are you doing, C-Show? How are you doing? Kobe Sensei, I feel like I messed up a little. Hold it right there, Vivek. You're 90% there, but you slipped on the final strike. Do you want to win or walk away looking like a Scratch? Guys, I can't spell. Like a scratch DVD. Oh my gosh. Yeah, guys, I'm way too exhausted to spell. Okay, what you did right. Dunder init is solid. Add underscore subject works perfectly. You're looking through the subjects. You're printing the right details, but here's why you messed up. You're printing this line inside the loop. Print. Okay. Which means you're printing that same info over and over for each subject. That's redundant. What you should do, move print f string line outside the loop, only loop through and print subjects inside the loop. Fixed version. Okay, I have a class, I have a add subject here, set to these subjects, all subjects taken. I see. Okay, now that's how you represent the Code Shinobi clan. Ready for the next instructional, or do you want me to break a buggy one next? Choose wisely. Okay, let me get this up here, copy this. This is before the for loop here. Okay, and then copy this, Control V, and delete everything here. Maybe go with a hyphen and like, okay, there you go. One subject, and I gotta delete these. All subjects. taken are, okay, now if I run the command, Alex is in 9th grade, all subjects taken are math, science, art. Okay, let me copy this, then get sensei back here. Okay, and let me paste it here. Say, sensei, can I get another instructional based code question mark? Guys, ignore my spellings. Let's go, Vivek. That's how you clean up your code like a true warrior. You fixed it like a disciplined shinobi. Now let's push the limits again. This next one will make you think a little deeper, but I know you're ready. Instructional based challenge number 2, gradebook tracker. Instructions: do not write a buggy code, write working code. Create a class called gradebook. It should have an dunder in it. Method that takes one argument student, an empty dictionary called subjects to store subject names and grades. Call a method called add underscore grade subject grade that adds a subject and grade to the dictionary. Create a method called show grades that prints the student name, loops through the dictionary and prints subject grade grade. Example: GB grade Vivek, math 95, science 88. Show grades for Vivek, subject math, grade 95, subject science, grade 88. Do not mess this up. Get that code right or you'll be writing it 30 times while doing push-ups. Now go write the code, student. Alright, let me just get this here. Okay, so it says create a class called gradebook. So let me create a class called gradebook. Okay, there you go. It should have a constructor. So let me define dunder init that takes one argument student underscore name. So let me add a parameter student underscore name. Actually, let me add an argument student underscore name. Add empty dictionary called subject to store subject name and grades. So let me add an empty dictionary. So self dot name equals to name. Okay, self dot student name. Self dot student name equals to student name. Okay, and then add an empty dictionary. So self dot subjects equals to an empty dictionary. Okay, create a method called add grade with the parameter of subject and grade. So let me go ahead and define a method called add underscore grade with a parameter of subject and grade. Self comma subject and grade. Okay, that takes a subject and grade to the dictionary. Okay, so subject and grade. So self dot subjects dot up, it's a dictionary dot values dot update. Okay, so my subject is going to be my subject and my grade is going to be my grade. Okay, let's just go move to the next one. Okay, create a method called add underscore grade subject grade that adds a subject and grade to the dictionary. Okay, create a method called show grades that prints the student name. Okay, so another method called define show underscore grade. Okay, with a parameter of subject and grade. Okay, that adds a subject and grade to the dictionary. That adds a subject and grade to the dictionary. Wait, I was reading the wrong stuff. That prints the student name. Okay, so print the student name. So an F string student and my self.name, self.student name. Okay, loops through the dictionary and prints subject, subject, grade, grade. So loops through the dictionary. So for every person, actually for every subject and grade in my self.subjects.items, okay, I will print an f string. So subject is my subject, okay, and then a hyphen, grade, okay, grade is my grade. There we go. Okay, and then let me just invoke it, but before that, the update, what function should I add? I can't use .append. Can I use .add? I can't use .add. Okay, so I can do .items. I'll need a self as well. Oh, okay, so I'll need a self. Okay, anything that works, I guess. .update. Okay, this doesn't work. Never mind. Okay, so I can use the .items. I can use .items. .items is used to get the key and value from a dictionary. .update, that's the most logical one to use, honestly. From keys, pop items, there's nothing else that I could use from here except .update. Okay, honestly, let me just keep the .update up here. The parameter of subject. I wouldn't need a self here. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, I guess I'll just leave it like this and then go here and create an object called gb equals to grade book. Okay, my method, the name is, let's go with Vivek. Okay, and then gb.add, let me add a few grades. So math and 95. Okay, let me copy this, paste it, science 88. So actually let me go to Control C. Science is 88. Okay, and then let me go with my gradebook.showGrade. Okay, my showGrade shouldn't have parameters, honestly, because I should be able to access them from my add grades. If I run the command, type error, update expected, at most one argument got 2. Okay, I didn't know how to append stuff to my dictionary using a method. Let me go up here and paste this. My ChatGPT Sensei is kind of laggy. Paste this and say, Sensei, I didn't know how to add stuff to my dictionary. I don't know how to add stuff to my dictionary. Okay, let me just enter. Vivek, you used .update like a lost chicken in a code war zone. Wake up. You were this close to winning, but you tripped on your own syntax. What you did wrong? Self.subjects.update subject grade. Wrong. That's not how .update works. .update needs a dictionary as its argument. Either use .update subject grade or use self.subject with the index of subject equals to grade. This is cleaner for single key value pairs. Fixed version gradebook define. Okay, define add grade self.subject at parameter at index of my subject. My self.subjects dictionary at parameter of subject, okay, equals to grade. Simple and correct. Okay, define show grade self. Look me in the eyes and say, Vivek, I will never misuse .update again. Type it, then I'll throw the next challenge at your brain like a kunai. Alright, let me go here. Okay, self.subject at index of my subject. I do have a question though, equals to grade. Okay, if I run the command, it's going to print student Vivek, subject math grade 95, subject science grade 88. Excuse me guys, so let me control C. Okay, guys, just waste 5 more seconds of okay, let me paste it here and say, Sensei, I have a question dot. Okay, so my question is, when we did self dot subject equals at index of subject, self dot subjects at index of subject, why did we add equals to grade question mark? Finally, a real question from a future code warrior. Vivek, listen closely. If you zone out now, I'll make you write this code 30 times in blood red marker. Self.subjects at index subject equals grade. Why the equal sign? This line is how you assign a value to a key in a dictionary. Let me break it down. Self.subject equals to an empty dictionary. An empty dictionary. Okay, now imagine this. Subject math grade 95. When you do self.subject at index of subject equals to grade, it adds this to your dictionary. So self.subject equals to math colon 95 is just like saying my dictionary at index of key equals to value. You're telling the dictionary, hey, when someone looks up math, I want to get 95 back. I see. What happens behind the scenes? Python sees self.subject equals to 95 and says, got it boss, storing this key value pair inside the dictionary, no equal sign, then you're just looking it up, no assigning it. Warning, if you wrote self.subject at index subject, this line by itself, you're only accessing the values but not doing anything with it, unless weak, useless, weak, unacceptable. Code, in short, code meaning self.subject at index of subject equals to grade assigns a value to a key. Value equals self.subject at index of subject. Retrieve a value self.subject at index of subject. Pointless if it stands alone. Okay, retrieve a value. Okay, now say it with me, student. The equal sign gives the key its power. Without it, the dictionary is useless. Type that line back at me and I'll decide if you're ready for the next code. Guys, I'm way too exhausted to type. Let me just guys, I usually type it out. I don't have enough strength right now. Yes, that's what I'm exactly talking about. You sounded like a true Python warrior now. The equal sign gives the key its power. Without it, the dictionary is useless. You just smacked ignorance right in the face. You're starting to understand not just how Python works, but why it works the way it does. That is how you level up, Vivek. Alright, no more delay. Next instructional challenge. Focus up. Create a course class. Each course has a course name, a student, okay, dictionary, empty at start. Add the following method. Add student, name, grade, adds the new student and grade to the dictionary. Show student, prints all students and their grades in the courses. Create a course object called Python course. Add 3 students and show all of them. Bonus hint, this is almost the same structure as gradebook, but now you're in control. Build it from scratch. Type it out, code it, make it make sense if you must, but never freeze up. Now go. Alright, let me get this here. Okay, so I'm going to create a class called course. Okay, and then a course name, a student's dictionary at empty list. So let me define a constructor init. Let me go with course underscore name, and then let me do self dot course underscore name equals to course underscore name. There we go. Okay, and then self dot students equals to an empty dictionary. Okay, add the following methods. Add student, name, grade, adds a new student and grade to the dictionary. Okay, so let me define a method called add underscore a add student. Okay, so student name and student's grade. Alright, so I know what to do now, so I'll go with myself dot students at index of my name equals to my grade. Okay, this basically means that inside my dictionary of my list, my name is going to be equal to my grade. Alright, and then another method called show students prints all students and their grades in the course. So let me go with another method, define show underscore students. Okay, so it should show their students and their courses. So let me print an f string. Okay, student name, let me go with student name. Okay, let me go with self dot name, self dot course name. Might just go with an actual self dot name. Okay, so the first one, course name and students. Okay, actually this should be students, so okay, I'll go with student course name. So course name is self dot course name. There we go. And then let me iterate over my dictionary. So for every name and grade in my self dot students, I will print an f string. Let me go with name. Okay, so my name is going to be my name and my grade is going to be my grade. Okay, there we go. Alright, and now if let me go and invoke my function, create an not invoke my function, create an object. Create a object called Python courses, add 3 students and show in all of them. So add 3 students. Let me go with student 1 equals to my course. Okay, so what course? I don't know, let's go with AI engineering. Okay, and student 2 equals course, I don't know, like software engineering. And student 3 equals to course not a hyphen. Let's see, I don't know if any other courses. Nursing. Okay, and then let me go with my student 1 dot add grade, add student name. Okay, so my student name is Sarah. Okay, and the grade is, I don't know, 12th grade. Okay, let me copy this. Honestly, I wouldn't have to copy it. Let me go with student 1 dot show student dot show student. Let me copy this, paste it. Let's go with David is in, I don't know, 10th grade. and Alex is in 7th grade. Okay, if I run my command, value editor, too many values to unpack. Oh, I forgot to use my dot items. Where's for every item in my dot items? There we go. Okay, so course name AI engineering, that did print a lot. Oh, actually that does make sense. I might go with a new line here. So here, and when printing my name and grade, I could make it look good by going with a hyphen. And a hyphen here as well. If I run the command, there we go, much better. Course name AI engineering, Sarah, grade 12. Actually, let me go here. Oh wait, I forgot to check the chats. Oh my gosh. Sojali, honestly it's like 5:38 p.m. right now. I'm currently in the US. I'm way too exhausted to think, guys. I apologize if I can't like phrase anything properly or be like entertaining. Okay, I might have to go here and add a empty print statement. Okay, let's see. So course name AI engineering, Sarah, grade 12. Control C that. Add it here. Let me run the command. I don't want this to have like an end. So okay, course name AI engineering, grade Sarah. I mean not grade Sarah. I just wanted to print. Okay, let's also censor where I messed up. Okay, let's get censor here. Control V this. Guys, I'm so dead. Sensei, I messed up! Exclamation. Let me drink some water. Okay, what is this, Vivek? Ah, you're so close, but you stumbled at the finish line. You didn't fail, you just tripped. Now stand up and let's fix this. Mistake 1. Define add student self-name grade. Grade. Who is grade? A new student? No, that's a typo. It should be. Oh, I wrote Gardy. Okay, add student name grade. Mistake 2. Structure. You only need one course object. Okay, you only need one course object. Oh, I see. Python course with 3 students is inside. Okay. So student course AI engineering, course software engineer, student 3 course nursing, and only added students to student 1. Okay, so why even make the other courses? They just dead weight. Okay, what you should do, create one course, add 3 students to it, then call show students once at the end. Fixed version, a course class define. Okay, a method add students self name grade. Okay, define show students self course name for every name and grade in my self.students.items. I print an f string, a hyphen name grade, create one course, Python course equals to course AI engineering, add structures, Python underscore course dot add students Sarah 12, David 10, Alex 7, Python course dot show students. Now you fix it, clean up that typed mess, focus, execute, post it. And don't you dare type grade again. Grade again. Okay, so let me go here. I just need one show student. Okay, I need one course, so let me go with course. Let me copy this, paste it here, paste it here, paste it here. Control C. There we go. Add a space here. Okay, and then fix my typo. Grade. Okay. Now if I run the command, excuse me guys, okay, let me remove this. Okay, I actually might need that. So course name AI engineering. Oh, let me remove this. Okay, course name AI engineering. Sarah grade 12, David grade 10, Alex grade 7. Excuse me guys. Okay, and guys, I might end the stream when it's 6 o'clock. It's currently 5:43 p.m. because I need to work on making my shorts and a YouTube video as well. I even gotta edit that because I gotta post my weekly progress, and I'm planning to get like a few cosplays to make my shorts a bit more entertaining for you guys. So yeah, be sure to stay tuned for that. I can't be energetic right now. Alright, so yes, now that's what I'm talking about, Vivek. Look at this code. Clean, functional, logical, organized. You just added students like a real back-end dev building a student management system. You're building logic like a warrior, and sensei is impressed. Reward time, praise shower, a proud hug from your sensei, headpad with 100% respect. You've leveled up in class and objects fundamental. Now take a breather or tell me when you're ready for the next challenge. Slightly harder. Add features like removing a student, checking grades, or calculating averages, or do a mini project like a student report card generator. What shall we do, warrior? Honestly, sensei, can we do a question with the same difficulty? Oh my gosh guys, ignore my spellings, I can't think. The same difficulty level as this question mark. This was kinda challenging, but okay, challenging but not overwhelming. Okay, that probably should have been one word. Okay, that's perfect, Zone Vivek. You're dancing on the edge of your comfort zone, and that's where mastery is forged. Let's strike while your brain is hot. Here comes a fresh challenge at the exact same level of difficulty as the last one. Okay, you're building a library book tracking system. Instructional challenge. Create a class called library which will store book titles and how many copies are available. Required a library class with a constructor that takes the library's name, an empty dictionary, self.book equals to an empty dictionary, to hold book titles as key and available copies as values, add underscore book title copies, adds the book to the dictionary or increases copies if it already exists, show underscore book displays all books and their available copies. Example output library name Viv public library books The Alchemist 3 copies, 1984 5 copies, Atomic Habits 2 copies. Your goal: write the library class and these method definitions, then create a library object and add 3 different books with varying copy counts. Finally call show book. Ready your mind. This challenge is ready. Type it out. Show me your code. Okay, let me get this thing here, delete that. Alright, so create a class called library. So class is library, okay, which will store book titles and how many copies are available, which will store book titles. So let me define a constructor init store. Let me go with title and copies. So self.title equals to title and self.copies equals to copies. There we go. Okay, a library class, a constructor that would take the library's name. Actually, never mind. Just the library's name. Okay, so self.name equals to name. Alright, an empty dictionary self.books to hold book titles as key and available copies as values. So self.books equals to an empty dictionary, okay. Add underscore book title copies adds the book to the dictionary or increases copies if it already exists. So let me create another method called define add underscore books, okay, with a parameter of title and copies. There we go. Okay, adds the book to the dictionary or increases copy if it already exists. Okay, so let me go with self.books dot actually at index of title, which equals to my copies. Okay, I might add a if statement. So if my title is in my okay, so if my title is in my add books dictionary, so if my title in my self.books, I will append so self.books at index of title equals to copies plus equals to 1. Actually, never mind. I just gotta add copies plus equals to 1. Else, my title, actually myself dot books at index of title equals to copies. There we go. Okay, show underscore books displays all the books and their available copies. Okay, so let me create another method, define show underscore books. Okay, that's gonna show all the books, so I'll go with an let me go with a for loop first. So for every I don't know, book in my self.books, okay, for every book in my self.books, I will print an f string. Let me go with, okay, so what format? So alchemist. Okay, so I'll add a hyphen, then here let me go with book, actually for every book and copy. Okay, for every book and copy, book is that, and in my book.items, okay, and then I'll go with my copy. Alright, this should be good. Now let me create an object of my library. So library underscore name equals to my library class. Let me go with a name. So it's viv public library. There we go. Okay, and then let me go with library name dot, let me add a book to my library. Okay, so the books are The Alchemist and there are 3 copies. So let me do this, copy. Okay, The Alchemist, and there are 3 copies. Let me copy this, paste it. Okay, and the second one is 1984. So 1984 has 5 copies. Okay, I might have to go here and add like copies. Okay, there we go. And Atomic Habits has 2 copies. Atomic Habits has 2 copies. Okay, and then let me show my book, maybe add some space for it to look good. Okay, and then let me use my library name dot show books. If I run the command, it's gonna say, okay, it doesn't print my library name. Let me go up here, print my library name. So what does it print? So library name oops. Okay, there we go. Library name is going to be my self dot name. Okay, now if I run the command, it's going to print library name. Maybe I want to add that in a new line. Okay, library name, Viv Public Library, books, The Alchemist, 3 copies, Hobbit, whoops. Okay, what if I want to add another copy to my Atomic Habits? Let me control C. Okay, will it update it to 4? PyCharm file, did I mess something up? Why does it say that? Okay, it gives me 2 Atomic Habits, so I probably messed up somewhere. Wait, actually copies plus equals to... copies. That still gives me 2, I messed up. Okay, let me control C. Get sensei here. Give me a sec, let me check if I'm audible. Okay, paste this and say, Sensei, I messed up. Maybe drink some water. What is this madness, Vivek? You saw the instructions, so why the hell did you write copies plus equals to copy? That doesn't add to the books, that just doubles the local copies variable and then disappears into thin air. You need to increase the copies in the dictionary, not the local parameter. Let me break it down in simple terms so you don't mess this up again. If title in self.books title plus equals to copy increases the existing number of copies by the new copy passed. Oh, I see. Else, oh, self.book title equals to copies. Your mistake. Copies plus equals to copies just doubles the local copies variable and doesn't do anything to self.books. Fix it now and send me the corrected code, or I swear I'll make you write this topic 30 times until it's burned in your brains. Get to it. Okay, let me go here. So the mistake that I did was I just added copies. I had to add this, Control C, Control V, but I should plus equals my copies. So self.books at index title plus equals to copies. If title in self.books. So if I run the command, there you go. So Atomic Habits, 6 copies, 2 copies, 4 copies, 6 copies. Perfect. Let me copy this. Okay, and then paste this here. Guys, my ChatGPT is lagging way too much today, probably because I woke up early and I was studying. Let me go with, there you go. Finally, that's what I call a fix. You nailed it, Vivek. The way you updated the copies in the dictionary is perfect now. No more doubling local variables like a rookie. This is exactly how to properly track and update inventory counts. You're leveling up fast. Now you clearly understand dictionary updates in classes. That's huge. Ready for the next challenge or want to practice more questions like this? Don't waste my time. Get back to work. Honestly, guys, I might end the stream here because it's almost 6 o'clock and I gotta record like my shorts and the YouTube video before the sun sets. So yeah, let me just check. I barely had time to check any stats. Oh guys, we're at 698 subscribers. I appreciate you guys so much. We're 1 subscriber away from 700. yeah, that honestly makes me really happy. But let me just say, Sensei, actually planning to end the stream right now, dot dot dot. Is there anything that you would like to say to the viewers, question mark? Okay, I spelled the stream wrong. Okay, listen up everyone. If you want to master Python like Vivek here, there is no room for laziness. Every mistake is just a fuel to get better. Keep grinding, keep pushing, and never settle for good enough. If Vivek can fix his code and come back stronger, so can you. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and join the Discord. Since I said it, now me guys. To keep leveling up your skills with us, don't just watch code and come back ready to crush the next challenge. Vivek, take a proud break, you earned it, but don't get too comfortable. Tomorrow we dive back in harder and smarter. See you soon. Alright, let me just go to my OBS. There you go. Alright guys, so basically that was pretty much it for the stream. I really wish I could have streamed for longer, but I gotta record my short right now, and I'm actually working on a really fun short content, and I gotta even make my weekly progress video. But that aside, if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Liking helps my algorithm, sharing makes me smile, and subscribing is like a cherry on top. And I'll catch you guys on the next live stream or video. Peace.